Merger. In merger, two companies come together, but only one company survives and the other goes out of existence. This means the merging company goes out of existence, but the merged company operates with its original name. Basically, in a merger, the survival of both the companies, it's not possible. So the merging company goes out of existence, while the merged company operates as usual. And merger of a company is normally on a permanent basis. In merger, the acquiring company takes over the shares of another company called the acquired company. And after merger, as mentioned, the acquired company loses its identity permanently. So merger means two companies come together, but only one of them will be surviving and the other one will be no more in the market. The other one goes out of existence. It is not always, or it is not treated as a business combination. Shareholders of the merging company has given the shares of host company. It will be like that. So in merger, two companies come together, but only one company will be surviving and the other will go out of existence. Now, merger can happen in two ways. It can take place in two ways. Merger through acquisition or absorption, and merger through consolidation or amalgamation. First, we will see merger through acquisition or absorption. It is a combination of two or more firms where one firm acquires the assets and liabilities of the other in exchange for shares, debentures, or cash. The shareholders of the company is absorbed are issue shares of a company that takes over its operations. It is acquiring the company itself. But the other one, merger through consolidation or amalgamation, it happens when two or more companies or two or more existing firms dissolve their operations and a new firm is formed. And it takes over the assets and liabilities of the existing ones against issue of shares and debentures. New shares and debentures, that is called as amalgamation. And the new company is called as the amalgamated company. And the companies whose operations are dissolved are known as amalgamating company, amalgamated and amalgamating. Shareholders of the amalgamating companies are issued shares and debentures of the new company, that is amalgamated company. So this explains how merger can happen in two different ways. Now, guidelines for effective merger. For a merger to happen, it should be having some points to be considered, because merger means it affects the people from both the companies. Specify in detail the merger objective and especially the learning objectives. Specify the gains of shareholders, what the shareholders would be gaining, what they would be getting. Be sure that the management of the acquired company is or can be made more competent. Initiate the process of merger with the active involvement of the chief executives. Clearly define the business that the company is in. Identify and check the performance, especially the key performance factors, strength and weakness of both the units. Anticipate problems, create a climate of trust. Be sure that the merger would not threaten the present management teams, and people should be of prime consideration. Take everyone at confidence. So it is not an easy process. Merging, acquisition, all these are not an easy process. It's a very lengthy process and it takes lots of time for this to happen smoothly. What are the benefits of mergers? It provides an effective strategy for internal growth and also achieve higher degree of efficiency and profitability, increases the earning capacity of the firms and market share also will be increasing, reducing unhealthy competition in the market, provides tax advantage, optimum use of resources. It prevents the loss-making units from being declared as sick units, provision or arrangement of plant, machinery, capital requirements more easily. Managerial inefficiency of one firm can be overcome. by acquiring another one with managerial competence. Also, it provides opportunities of the firms to take advantage of research and development and technological advancement of other firms. So overall, the benefits of mergers are actually these points, which actually shows that it has many more benefits, and this is the reason why companies come forward for this. And we can say that these are the reasons why an entrepreneur should merge. It could be merger motivations, it could be from survival to protection, survival of the company, protecting the company, or even diversification of the company. Sometimes, when due to some technical obsolescence, market obsolescence, or a raw material loss, deterioration of the capital structure, all this will affect the company. In such cases, merger could be the only means for survival. So it provides a great deal of diversification also. But it requires sound planning by the entrepreneur. Everything should be detailedly discussed, like while dealing with the earnings, the gains, the assets, all this should be detailedly discussed. So this involves a careful analysis of both companies in order to ensure that the weakness do not affect the other one. And there should also be a climate or an atmosphere of mutual trust so that any other possible threats could be avoided. Now, what is takeover and acquisitions? In this one, company gets control over the other company. One company gets control over the other company. It may be for cost savings, for revival, for expansion, etc. Or it could be even for going global, going international. The identity of the company taken over is retained. In acquisition, both the companies are willingly merging. But in takeover, the willingness is absent on the seller's management. So takeover can be defined as an attempt of one firm to acquire ownership or control over another firm against the wishes. But at the same time, there could be friendly takeover or even hostile takeover as well. In this slide, you can see the meaning of merger and acquisition. Merger means amalgamation, coming together of two entities to form a single entity. Acquisition means act of taking over another company and claiming it to be yours, acquiring it to be yours. That is acquisition. This slide explains about few mergers in the country, and this explains about few acquisitions in the country. Now, this is one method for, we can say, a method for an entrepreneur to expand his venture by acquiring an existing business. It is an excellent means of expanding a business by entering into new market or new product areas. So this becomes actually beneficial for the company. And from a strategic viewpoint, a prime concern for the entrepreneurial firm is to focus on the new venture. The entrepreneur must ensure that they are fitting into this role and they have a strategic plan of the present venture. Now the thing is to take over this company ahead. Another one small topic here is about student entrepreneurs. So we know that entrepreneurship education is becoming more and more prominent. It is gaining more and more importance. And with many students seeking out extracurricular activities and even taking on additional classes in order to learn more about how to succeed in business. Youngsters today are more assertive. They are plugged into the latest ways of using online media. They are bold enough to test their ideas. And they majorly don't worry about getting another job, even if their startup ventures are failing. So students are having more exposure to entrepreneurial activities and thinking nowadays. It could be quite stressful, but starting at the college level or university level allows a student to gain the necessary life skills and confidence to make it in the real world. In one way, we can say that they are gaining hands-on experience, practical experience with entrepreneurial tutors and lecturers, and also by getting advantage of various resources. So it actually allows them to learn more than their field and helps to learn about interdisciplinary field. Along with that, the networks, the friendships, etc., also will help students to become more connected. So once even they leave the college or the university, this will help them prepare for long-term success. The startup system, especially student startup system in India, is now having, or it is gaining more and more importance. There are so many agencies, like this startup ecosystem in India is more amplified with so many incubators, investors, media resources, competitions, awards, government grant, etc. Some of these include Indus Entrepreneurs, T-Lab, Startup Village, Power of Ideas, etc., which helps in promoting student entrepreneurship. This is about student entrepreneurship.